Hello there, how are you? Today I want to share a story with you that I call Flowers on the Street. And this is a true story that happened to me. It was a busy morning. I am a mother of 4 children, and this particular morning I was just getting ready. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning to get the kids ready to go to school. And it's a typical, I have to make sure everybody's got their lunch, they eat breakfast, make coffee for the husband, and get everybody out the door on time. As my older kids leave the house to go to school, I get ready to take my youngest to her school. As we head out, I walk to my car, and right in front of the driver's side of the door, I notice on the floor these beautiful, tiny little sunflowers. I love sunflowers, it's my favorite flower. So when I saw these little tiny sunflowers, I call them, they could have been little daisies, I was super excited. I was happy. That made my morning. I was in awe because I was wondering, how did these flowers get there? I know my husband didn't leave them there, and they were just fresh, just laying there. And immediately I thought, this is a gift from God. Definitely a gift from God. I imagine that God told birds in the air to go and pick these flowers for me and lay them nicely there for me to surprise me, to show me how much He loved me. There was no evidence around us that there were flowers anywhere. Our community, no one in our community was growing any kind of flowers or had gardens or anything like that. This was truly a God gift. I immediately bent down, picked them up, even though I was really in a rush. But this was so valuable. I picked them up, went home, found a nice teacup, filled it with water, put them in there because I wanted to preserve them and nurture them and keep them alive as long as I could. This beautiful gift also reminded me of the value of appreciating the small things in life. Those small gifts or small opportunities that God gives to us that sometimes we overlook. It could be that cup of coffee that you make in the morning for your husband. That's a small gesture of love. It could be when you make breakfast for your children. They leave that house knowing that mommy really cared for them, that they are loved, that they are well fed. And many times we can rush through life missing those moments. It could be helping someone in need, lifting them up, giving them a helping hand. That's a nurturing moment. That's an opportunity to help someone. God really just touched me and just reminded me of the importance of joy, the importance of love, the importance of seeing Him in all that we do, never taking a moment for granted. We must take the time to look, to stop, to acknowledge the beauty of the moments of our lives. We must gracefully bend down and pick up those that need us and go the extra mile to nurture that which God places in our lives. Those flowers on the street also reminded me of the Bible parable of the Good Samaritan, and you can read it in Luke 10:30 through 35. But it pretty much just goes on to tell that there was a young man going down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and on his way down he was attacked and robbed. These robbers took everything that this young man had and just beat him up so badly and left him for dead. A priest passed by and saw the man and went to the other side of the road. A Levite also saw the young man and passed by the other side of the road and just kept going. And this really were supposed to be men that represent the goodness and love of God. And they were definitely not showing that. But the scenario changes when the Samaritan, a good Samaritan, shows up, sees the young man, he takes pity, he stops and shows mercy. He bandages his wounds, puts the young man on his donkey, and brought him to an inn. He was so kind, he actually paid the attendant to take care of this young man, to nurture him, and for him to be able to stay until the Samaritan can come back. We don't see that kind of kindness too often. And I really value that the Samaritan took the time to look, to stop, to bend down, and to nurture this young man into life. I believe Jesus was trying to remind us that it doesn't matter what position we have or what kind of money we have. We have to show love. We have to take the time to love. So I invite you to go on, to take the time to see the flowers on the street, to go ahead and start to acknowledge the beauty in the little things. Have a blessed day.